Yo,
Yo, yo, there we go. How you doing, man?
how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How's the day?
Man, just been training and all that. Really just been, getting ready for this Friday and getting on weight, making sure I'm good.
Nice, man. That's good. That's with NFC in Atlanta there, yeah?
Yes, yes, sir. NFC. Coming to get that belt. I'm gonna go in there. Once I get this belt, I'll be on the map. I can really like. I feel like once I get the belt, I'll be able to really take off, and everybody's gonna really be knowing my name, and I can start, calling for some bigger fights and all that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, especially when you get the chance to just do your thing, right? Go in there and showcase your skill. Like Teddy Atlas said one time, like all it takes is 25 minutes or however long it is. What can you show in 25 minutes? That's up to you. It's you versus you. So
Yeah, I know that in this fight with Keith, I fought him before. I fought him in I think 2018, 2019. He was my first and like only loss. I haven't lost in kickboxing or Muay Thai since. So I've been perfecting my skills. I've been fighting back to back constantly.
nice.
I think when I lost to him, I think it was one of those things where I had to really go back to the drawing board. And I was fresh on the scene. I think that with that key fight, I lost because of me. I think it was more of a, he was able to apply what he knew. And I was in there fighting against myself. And I was also, it was a mental thing. I was like, okay, I was worried about what he was doing instead of worrying about what I could do. So that was one of those tough fights where I had to go to the drawing board. I had to look back. Even now, I was like, okay, this fight, I'm going to make sure I apply what I do and not, and I know what he can do, but I'll make sure I apply what I can do and not just give it away. Like he'll see this Friday is definitely going to be a banger.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Um, Yeah. So did you guys fight MMA before, or was it kickboxing or?
It was Muay Thai. So we fought in we fought in yeah, I swear I think it was 2019. It was 2019. We fought Muay Thai. It was headgear. This time it won't be with headgear.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause and it was 3 rounds and it was fast. I ain't gonna lie, and I always say this fights are like car crashes because you don't remember what happened. Like it
That's
was
true.
I remember like the last round, and they were like time, and I'm thinking like, man, I still got time to do this, and they're like, nah, that's the shit. I'm like, all right, it'll come back around, and then it was so many times I was trying to line up the fight with him, but then the NFC was like, he's fighting this guy, and then he's fighting this guy. I'm like, I'm right here. I'm like, what's up? And then I'm like, okay. It was this one guy I fought. His name was Jose Villazana. He was like 6-2, and he was a scary guy. I don't think nobody wanted to fight him. I ended
Mhm.
up beating him, and I'm like, okay. After that, like I just beat him. I'm like, give me the fight now. I'm like, this is the fight I want. I'm like, give me the fight. Like, I don't think nobody else should be in line to fight him, but
That is nice. Is this an
yeah,
MMA fight between you two, or is this Muay Thai again?
it's Muay Thai again. I I'll be transitioning. I'll be doing MMA sooner than later.
Mhm.
Because I kickbox, I do boxing, karate, and I definitely want to add MMA to it. Like
Nice.
I literally compete in all those all those sports.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I got a boxing match in October and another kickboxing match in October as well. So I got 2 fights back to back. But I'm gonna get this one, get this belt, and then show why I'm the top 155er. That's my biggest goal. I want to show I'm the top 155er, and then we'll see about moving up weights.
That's awesome, bro. Fuck yeah. And especially
Yeah,
like some guys, they don't get a chance to get that fight back. So the fact that you're getting it right here is nice.
yeah. I had to work. Like it was like I said, it was a lot of because I mean, and they know this. He's not as active. He's not as active as I thought he would be. I thought he would be like, once he fought. I want to say he fought like one time last year, like literally one time. So I'm thinking like, he's not really active. Like this year, I'm going on my sixth or seventh fight. So the activity rate with
It,
me and him is a little bit different. So I thought he would be a lot more active. So, um, like I said, it was just super hard to get me and him lined up on the same page. And then I think it was July on the month before I got the call. They was like, "Yo, we're lining you two up." And then I was
shit.
all on board. The first thing when they asked me, "Did I want that fight?" Yes, I didn't care where I was. Yes, yes, yes. That's the fight I want.
That's perfect, man. You at Shidokan Gym? Is that the gym you're at?
Shidokan, Atlanta. It's based in Atlanta, Georgia. We
Nice.
have gyms from Chicago to Costa Rica to Japan.
I think there's one in Montreal too, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
yes, we got the number one kickboxer out here. His name's Adrian Weathersby. I've been training with him. He's a part of Karate Combat. He's part of that fight organization, and
Nice.
yeah, he just got a knockout win over somebody. So he's supposed to be fighting to get on that organization in October, and he's been helping me sharpen my skills, and he's really keeping me afloat. Like working with him, just alongside of him, and just seeing what he does, and the other people in the gym, they're world champions. They're just making sure I'm on top of my game and not missing anything. It's humbling, and I'm thankful to have that work with me, just to say like, okay, I got these guys in my corner to make sure I'm great. They're putting their greatness on me, and I'm gonna go apply it. So.
It's a different pressure. It's a different level if you're training with guys of that caliber, 100%, especially if they're putting on highlight reel finishes and that kind of shit. So
Yeah, and with AJ, it's so much different because when I train with him, I always say this, like with Adrian Weathersby, when I train with him, I feel like I can go fight anybody because
mm,
he's literally he competed in all from karate to Muay Thai to kickboxing. He's beaten world championships. He's that guy. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not self-claiming him to be the best kickboxer in Atlanta, Georgia. He
yeah,
really is. Like he's literally gone up like 3 weight classes, and he's ran through all the divisions. So it's yeah, he is the best in my honest, humble opinion. He's the best kickboxer in Atlanta, and just like I said, just being his work rate, I'm just matching that, and I'm on a whole nother level now. So it's like now I feel like okay, seeing that. I'm like, okay, I see what he does. This is what it means to be champion. I'm gonna make sure that I keep applying it, and I'm just gonna keep pushing through those barriers that
mhm.
um that I feel like I didn't do, and just apply.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, especially if he's housed in Atlanta, staying in Atlanta, training locally as well. That makes it's different than someone that was born in Atlanta and then they move away or something like that. But no, to have
Yeah,
that talent right there. Did you watch
yeah,
the UFC card this past weekend?
yeah. It was incredible, bro. It was incredible. That fight card was electrifying, and I'm not gonna lie, like I pray that we do get another fight at the Sphere. I think Dana said that it was going to be a one and done type thing, but I'm like, bro, like you got to figure a way out how to get that fight again. I was at a restaurant, bro. They're showing the fight, minds were blown. Like there are people just going crazy, and it felt like we were at the fight. Just the way the atmosphere in the place was going, nobody was in the castle. Like it was just people knew who were fighting. They knew what was going on. They didn't get mad. A lot of people got mad at Marab for doing what he does, but nobody really got mad. They were like, "Oh, who's the Nas?" And it just I love that. It was incredible.
Fuck
That
yeah.
was yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it inspired me too, because like I said, Marab was the underdog in the fight. Everybody thought Marab was going to get closed out. I'm gonna be real. I was one of those guys. I thought Sean O'Malley was going to do what he did to Marab, what he did to Aljo. I
Mhm.
thought that he was going to be a lot more crisp. But Marab went in there. He ran to the ring. He ran inside the ring. His energy from the first round to the fifth round never changed. He
That's
was
true.
super excited. He was
That's
like
uh,
with like he was ready. He was
yeah.
ready. His mind was there. Like he knew he knew he was gonna win.
The moment was there. Yeah, 1000%. They got you one championship coming to you guys as well, coming up soon too, eh?
One is coming here. We were hoping. I'm going to that. I'm supposed to be going to that event to see it. I'm gonna get me and my friends definitely to go see it because I don't know. Like I said, when the UFC comes, I haven't seen the UFC back in Atlanta in like forever. And so like when big organizations decide to come to the States, it spreads like Atlanta. When it comes to Atlanta, it spreads like wildfire. So like a lot of fighters are going to that event.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going. My sensei was trying to get one of our guys to fight on it on the one championship card, but we don't know how it went because it's it's hard to get in contact with him. So I'm definitely going because I at least if I can bump shoulders with somebody like, hey, like like I'm
Yeah.
one of these guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to let them know, hey, I'm one of these guys. So just to give my show them my face, I'll definitely want to do that. Just to whenever these guys come to Atlanta, like I go around, I shake hands. Like I'm
There,
not afraid to do any of that.
there was well, first of all, so the last time UFC was in Atlanta, it was Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. That was like 5 years ago. So that was a minute ago.
Yeah,
The last, if you look at the one championship Denver card, they had like two or three people. They had to make two or three adjustments last second.
yeah.
I do know a guy that talks with the one championship guys. So I'll send them the gym's information, like your information
Okay.
too, just in case that there is a last second step out and they can't find anyone. That would be crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just send that information because, like I said, we got fighters, and like I said, we're always, man. What we stay ready. One thing about it, and we live by this the way we train. Um, Stay ready so we don't have to get ready. We don't, if fighters, if we get a call from one organization and they say, hey, do you think you got this fighter who can step in? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in shape. We're not lollygagging or just some people just train win this fight in this, and it kills me that this still happens to this day that there are fighters who only train when fights coming up. No, like
true,
bro, like this is
true.
what you want to do. You need to do this all across the board. Like this needs to consistently be done. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what. So I make sure I don't care if I got a fight that's 6 months away, I'm staying in the gym because I want. If I get that call for anything, Zab Judah has said this. He's a retired. You know who Zab Judah is?
No, actually.
Zab Judah. He fought with Floyd Mayweather. I think he's a 6-time world champion in boxing. He spoke about. He said that he trained. I think he said he almost didn't miss a day in training. Things do
Yeah,
happen, but he was so passionate about not missing days because, like I said, he got a call to fight for a world championship and he ended up getting the belt. So it was one of those things where he was like, "Hey,
yeah,
stay ready so you don't have to get ready because you never know who's gonna call. They might need you to step in at one championship at Karate Combat, at UFC when they called Kevin Holland. They called him. I remember when Kevin Holland got the call and
bro.
Dana had called him. He said, see if Big Mouth to take this fight. And Kevin Holland was in the gym when they called him for that. So that also inspired me because he was already ready. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's just it. That's just it.
Kevin Holland's like hands down one of my favorite fighters. He's like your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. He's always so fun to watch. And short notice, Dan Ige, man, 2 hours, couple of pay-per-views ago.
Yes, I remember that.
That
I
was
remember that.
insane.
Yeah,
Came in and put on a war too. He lost the
yeah,
fight. You know what's funny? It took me a minute. I barely remembered if he won or not, but he won the night because of that performance, because of
yeah.
coming in on such short notice. It was amazing.
2 hour notice, like
Yeah.
2 hour notice, and then like that's inspiring, And then on top of that, when you do stuff like that, and people try to knock Dana. Dana notices that. Dana does notice that. He. I'll give him his props. Like Dana notices that because he will like after Kevin Holland took that short notice fight, you've seen Kevin Holland's star status shoot up, and he gets booked for fights back to back.
Oh,
Like
hands down. Yeah.
yeah, like
Anytime he wants
Kevin,
to
yeah,
fight. Yeah.
yeah. So you're gonna when you do stuff like that, when you step in and you actually I look at this like I look at fighting like this. This is also a job as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like don't I treat it like this. Don't show up late for your job. Don't miss days or you're gonna get fired. So it's like I look at this fight stuff as a job. Like if I miss too many days, I'm gonna get out of shape. If I don't show up, I'm gonna lose. You know, it's I mean,
That's
you know,
good,
and then
man.
on top of that,
That's good.
my
Dude.
yeah,
That's fucking good. Even bro, even in my position, man, there's times where I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. That's like that's the mentality to have. Don't miss days.
yeah,
Don't skip an interview. Don't fuck around.
yeah,
Show up or you will get fired 100%.
yeah,
That's crazy. That's good. That's solid, man.
yeah. I remember my coach straight out told me, he said, bro, if I think they told us, um, he said if we miss like and he said if we miss like a week or two out of the gym, I think he said he flat out won't book us for a fight. Because one thing about it, like reputations are on the line when we like ATT, you know, it's a huge gym. You got reputable people. You got ATT Team Lima out here. You got all types of ATTs out here.
Hmm.
I'm sure they're not going to send a guy out there who's not in shape, who's been missing out, and just not been showing up to the gym. So we try to make sure with our gym as well, they don't send us out to fight if we're not ready to fight. If you're not showing up in training, you're not going to fight. That's
Hmm.
just it. You know, it's like, what are you even doing? You know what I'm saying? Don't even sign that
Regardless of
contract.
status, regardless of wins. Yeah, no, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. It just puts it'll put the gym in up. It'll make the product look bad when we're not even when they're not even representing that product. They're not even making it. They're not putting anything into that product. They're not working with that product. So it's like we're not. Why would we send that out if we weren't even behind it? You know what I'm saying? It's just I think like I said, activity. One thing that's important to me as a fighter is activity and training. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm staying active and actually competing, you know, I won't get no ring rust or I won't get stage fright or anything like that. I'm just competing and learning and learning and learning, winning, getting wins and gaining that recognition back to back and training and actually eating healthy, staying up to par. I'm gonna be the top guy. Like I'm gonna shoot straight to the top. That's
That's the
all it takes.
recipe.
Hard
That's the
work.
recipe, man. Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
dedication. Some of the best coaches too. Like I've met Freddie Roach, and he didn't tell me this
Also,
directly, but what I've heard what he spoke about James Toney and James Toney. And you know what's funny? I bring this up because I just looked on my phone and James Toney sent me a message just now. So the timing is funny.
yeah,
And he said he was the most naturally gifted boxer. He would have been he is one of the best of all time, but he would have been irregardless superstar, well, whatever, if he stuck to the gym the way you just described.
yeah,
It's like there's guys who they don't go in the gym, they feel the need not to go in there. They're born with it, they have it. But you look at Paddy the Baddy, he puts on 60 pounds after a fight, and then it takes him eight to 12 weeks to get all that off. And it's different, man, especially like you said too, staying active. You're not just fighting in one sport, you're fighting in multiple sports whenever there's an opportunity ready. So for guys that are trying to make it into that stratosphere of the top 10 in the world, top 5 in Atlanta, into the US, into wherever they are, you're doing the right thing. 100%.
yeah, yeah. And for you to meet James, that dude's a legend, man. Freddie
Yeah.
Roach, a straight legend. Um, with Patty, that's so hard, and I don't. You know, he has somebody told me he had a secret about how he was cutting weight because bro, he gets huge. And I'm like,
Oh,
it's almost ridiculous. But
I'm a
like I
fan of
said,
his. I got nothing wrong with. I'm a fan, but just like you said, like what if there was a short notice call in 3 weeks after he got a finish, and he's
that
ballooning?
is true. That is true. And then if they call him and they, you know, you really can't get him because the guy inflated. You know, I like Patty though. Patty, there's a couple. He's one of those guys. If your curiosity is always gonna always bring because whoever he's fighting, they want. Is there's this group of people who want to see him win, and then this group of people who want to see him fail. So it's like they're battling it out. They're like when he was going to fight Tony. and Bobby Green, they're like, no, there's no way he's getting those guys out of there. They're like, and he ends up getting Bobby Green out in like
Yep.
one round. It was like,
And Tony too.
Tony, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Nobody thought he would beat those two guys.
no,
I seen more negative comments on them.
I was making native comments too. And I started as a fan of it. I've met Tony Ferguson as well, and Tony gave me a bracelet, so I have to be rooting for Tony no matter what. And
Tony's to go.
yeah, exactly. And then once I saw that, and I saw, Patty's the real deal, man. He can fight any lightweight right now. Anyone. He
Yeah.
could fight Islam, his next one. He could. 100%.
Yeah. Who do you think will be next for him?
For Patty?
Yeah.
Fuck. Because what he's in the top 10 now, right? After this
Yeah.
last.
I think he'll go the Sean O'Malley route, and they'll give him somebody who's a top 5, and then he'll prove himself.
Yeah, I'd like to see I'd honestly like to see him face the winner of Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. I think that's if you want to be superstar, like he's fought those guys already. Bobby Green was the last gatekeeper, and Bobby's not a gatekeeper by any means. He's a killer. But he was
Yeah.
the last guy of that level that I think he should fight. Moving on, especially to blast him into superstar status. I think he needs a big name like that. I think that's probably what they do. Because if you also look at their other stars, it's dwindling. O'Malley just dwindled after that loss to Marab. You look at Leon Edwards just lost. You look at Dricus just took the title. These
Right.
supposed big company names, it's being dwindled by these championship fights that have been kind of lackluster. And then you kind of see a loss of a company push for these guys. You're hearing shit about McGregor, Jones, GSP, all these guys year round. Now that we have some of these champions, it doesn't seem like the UFC wants to push them at all.
I don't know. With the UFC, I don't know. All the fighters we just named, from Kevin Holland to Sean O'Malley, even Patty. I think that it's personality based that I think the UFC is looking for now.
Yeah,
Like Kevin Holland, he's wild, he's funny. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to see him. He's always gonna do something crazy. He's talking to people in the ring while he's fighting.
yeah,
Patty, he has people behind him. Sean O'Malley has colorful hair. He has a person that he streams video games. He does Instagram reels that are funny. So I think that with those things that are driving, I think when you go and you fight in these big organizations, I think that, yeah, they want to see you fight, but then they're like, we want to see like, what's your character? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like what makes the people want to watch you, and it's not even just fighting anymore. I think that, yeah, you got to have a crazy personality like that people want to watch. It's not just shit talking anymore. Shit talking is just one of it. Is he funny? What does he look like? What's his name? Roses, the guy who says Chewiwis now.
Yeah,
He has.
yeah.
They're tuning in to see him. Like
It's true.
yeah, because he has a personality, and like I guess they're saying like they're talking shit about the way he talks, which is an asshole move, but like
Yeah, yeah. It's different if it's a birthday. Like it's his brand though, right? Like it's a fun
yeah,
brand. Yeah, yeah. You got to bring
yeah.
that. Yeah,
But that's what makes them them. So
yeah.
if you're going in, yeah, if you're going to the UFC and you're just like, yeah, I'm here to be number one. I honestly, I mean, I don't know, because I don't know. Like some of the fans are kind of just, they can be kind
Like
of,
like you said, casuals. And like if you
yeah,
have someone like Raquel Pennington who wants to be the best, becomes the champion, and then just says whatever the company sends to me, I'll do. Like, yeah, that's fine, but call someone else. Call the next big show.
yeah,
Give something memorable. Make us
yeah.
remember. Like, and
That's it.
I appreciate the sport in every aspect, but once it gets like once we're at a main event, we watch the fight, you win. Don't leave us hanging on some whoever they put in front of me. Sure, like make a statement. You know who's
Yeah,
the killers in your division. Call them the fuck out if you're the champion. Tell them you're coming next.
yeah. That's what people want to see. I felt honestly, I was fighting on that UFC Spear, the no card, bro. I would have called some. I would have made a scene. Like I would have called somebody else. Like I don't
You have to.
like
You have to.
fucking. I'm 155. If I was on that card, I fucking would have. Man, dude, you call somebody out. You have to leave a mark because they're
Yeah,
gonna see it. Like this is the biggest
exactly.
card right now. Like they're gonna see it. Call somebody. I don't give a fuck who you call out. Call somebody out. Say, hey,
Exactly.
this is the next guy, and then you beat that guy, and then maybe you can go for the belt because they'll remember that. They'll be like, oh, you beat this guy after you called him out on that card, on a big card. Then you go to the next card. Then maybe you beat this guy and then you get the belt. But yeah, honestly, if you're in the UFC and you're just like, hey, I want to beat this guy, I want to become champion, I want to get a check. No, bro, like this is they want entertainment.